Cool.
So let's talk about Bungie's next update really quick, Fran.
The ammo spawns?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so they've been talking about for a while, like, ammo spawn patterns and, you know, how heavy works and all that. But now they've thrown out special ammos pretty big on the list. And that really, the shotgun violence especially, right, which we've all have to suffer still, it's a big issue. You have a limitless supply of shotgun ammo or sniper ammo or whatever it is. So...
No. Oh, you mean because they keep popping up? But what I mean is
they pop up, so you never feel like you got to go that far to get special ammo. So
you start with 4 rounds on your secondary. Or sorry, my invective starts with 4 rounds.
Yeah, so let's see if I remember everything. Its special is going to be redistributed to be less frequent, and it's not going to give you as much rounds with each pickup. Something they did to offset this, both with heavy and special ammo, is the radius is bigger for your team pickup, which is good. So that's a perk, but it's going to be less frequent. So you really got to plan when you're picking up special now on top of heavy. And it's just really going to change the game, I think. I'm very curious to see if everyone's happier or there's going to be new complaints. And it's always, I love it because, like, when they buffed Pulse and people went back to shotguns because of the fusions thing, like, it changed the game, and now it's kind of annoying. It's weird because you always could have used shotguns like that, but people got, you know, pushed towards it, and now it's annoying.
Oh, shotguns in PvE are ridiculous now. They are amazing.
Oh, PvE, they're amazing.
Yeah.
No, I was saying because of the fusion nerfing, as well as some of the other choices, people were pushed more back to shotguns, right? Because they were using fusions more.
I still get killed with fusions all the time.
I do. I use fusions all the time. But meaning I see much more shotgun violence. But this is really going to address that. But I'm curious what new gameplay that has. And actually, it really gets you thinking about your primary weapon when you think about it. I really lean on that Purifier 7 that I mention all the time. It's just the fast Void Fusion with a high impact Praetorian foil is also great. Now, I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm going to run out like I will with heavy.
Jake, what do you think about this? Has it changed your loadout at all?
It probably won't change my loadout, but honestly, I've noticed that Crucible is kind of a shotgun fest versus, like, some people use snipers and stuff, but most of the time I see myself using shotguns, so I hope that it kind of makes me rely a bit more on my primaries and, like, stop using the shotgun because I feel like I use it way too much. And
I love my invective so much.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of the major complaints with PvP is that it's littered with shotguns and, like, just too much special ammo. So I'm glad they kind of touched on that.
I think it's smart.
Fran, next topic?
Yeah, so the next one is a vanity play. Pretty interesting. You can now wear your helmets in the tower.
My helmet will be on all the time. I don't think the character models, you can't even really see them anyway, but you look sweet in your helmet.
You do. I mean, it's definitely, you know, just look at, like, the helmets that you get. They're so rare.
The design,
Like, I still love Hazen's Vengeance, or Hazen, or however you say it, from Vault for Warlock is just awesome. And the really, like, devilish, you know, helmet for the Warlock is also pretty cool. But the fact that you can't show them kind of sucks. But now you have an option, because I do like showing faces as well. So as some of you know, I have what I call my casual tower gear. So now it'll kind of be interesting to mix and match. And that's where we get back to having, I think, a desire to also be able to just do more with shaders and more with mixing armor around, because your look is important. You know, you play a game this long. So I think it's really cool. What do you guys think?
I'm going to miss your Christopher Walken Awoken friend.
But you're assuming I'm wearing a helmet now. It depends on my mood is what I'm saying. You know? I got this Warlock with, like, this swoosh of white hair. They call him Christopher Walken. Look.
What about you, Jake? You going to wear your helmet or no?
I think half of the time I probably will. Like, I like the update. I'm gonna be wearing my Mask of the Third Man around everywhere. But I think sometimes I'll probably take it off because I feel like when I have my helmet off in the tower, it's like my Guardian's taking a break or whatever. He's taking a break from all the battling and just, like, relaxing in the tower.
So that's what I'm talking about. You got to kick back. It gets sweaty in the helmet. You got to rinse it out occasionally, spray some Febreze in there. So I'm only going to wear it sometimes.
I find it interesting that you guys have thought about it that much. Like, oh, I'm going to have it on and off, and sometimes I'll take it off. Like on Thursdays, I don't want to wear my helmet. I just want to strut my stuff.
You know, when I'm buying from Zerm, I'm like, what's up, man? I want to,
you want to
sport something real nice.
Flirt with the exos.
Exactly. No, I think it's cool.
Hey, human, how's it going?
Yeah, I mean, it does give you more things, just represent
Options.
yourself in the tower. And you got to remember, too, some people don't have as strong of community and friendship. So to them, when they're in the tower, like, they're alone. And they are meeting people and inviting people to stuff. So it's kind of cool. I think it's nice.
It's kind of cool that they can cover up their face.
Yeah. So it's, by the way, it's just going to be in the settings, and it's kind of like your changed
it's just like
character.
a drop down.
Yeah, there's now a helmet. It's equivalent to like when you change your character. It's one of those drop downs. It's not going to be on your helmet or anything.
Fran, you had a theory about this update. You think it's going to hit any second?
Well, no. So what I was saying before we got started, I just noticed that with the update, they talked a lot about. They're sort of like it's finished, but we got to figure out when we're going to launch it. Meaning they weren't like saying next week.
Yeah.
So I was like, are they trying to get it out sooner? Because I mean, House of Wolves is approaching, or are they just not sure they're going to make next week? I mean, Jake, what do you think in terms of the update? Do you think it'll just come up on Tuesday like normal, and they just weren't sure? Do you think it could release like middle of the week or on a Thursday or?
I agree with you. I think it's coming soon because they do a good job every time of hinting towards it, and then it just drops, right? Like they never like give a time or whatever. But I'd rather them have it perfected before they drop it. So I mean, it could drop on Tuesday, but I don't think it's going to drop on Tuesday because they haven't given us the time. So and that's kind of early. Like that's kind of close to now. So I would think that they would have said something, but you never know.
Yeah, and they like to be mysterious, but it's just sort of the way it was put out. Like because remember, some of the updates they've been like it's coming next week, very clear. This one less so, and they said they finished it, and that was where I heard sort of the conflicting language. Right, we're done. Just got to figure out when to launch it. Which sure, there's a few implementation things, but I think it's also having to do with House of Wolves personally, and like the rollout of other things. Maybe.
Well, they don't want to roll it out right before House of Wolves and then ruin stuff.
That's right.
And then have to fix it all.
That's right.
I think they're going to launch it a month before House of Wolves hits, whenever that is.
April 19th.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's what I think.
I think it's the week after that. But I think it's going to be late May. Or sorry.
Yeah, I mean, that's
May.
pretty much what I've been saying. I just was guessing May 19th.
For the launch.
Because it would be the 19th or 26th, but
Yeah.
19th, why not?
We'll see. Jake, when do you think House of Wolves is sitting?
Well, if I know he's been stopped, but the guy on Reddit, Mega Man or whatever, I think he data mined and said that it was the 19th. So he's usually right about stuff. Really? So that's where I think it's going to drop, just because he said
Did he say that? I didn't know
Or
that.
they could be trolling him again.
Well,
sure.
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So actually, that was an old Reddit post, right?
Somewhat, yeah.
Yeah, so I think Bungie actually came out and said that data was placeholder. Like, they actually responded to his leak.
Yeah, they have, but
hey,
I mean,
keep in mind this data's placeholder, and then they started fixing it.
Yeah.
Because he was getting, like, I'm glad that he doesn't have the Zero info anymore, because it makes Fridays a little bit exciting.
yeah.
Well, now that I have everything, a little less.
Yeah.
That's Zura's fault, not his, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, I mean, it's interesting. I didn't even know that, by the way. The reason I chose that date is, well, one, I've just been in the industry forever, and I was just putting on my hat of like release dates. I'm like, they got to do it before E3.
Yeah.
And end of May, I was very confident on. And then they've been talking about this update for a long time, and I knew that there's got to be at least like a month in between this update and House of Wolves.
Yeah.
So I was just putting that hat on, and so whatever the case, it just so happens that it's the date that he chose, but it kind of. I still believe there's a very likely date, and I think you're right, Destin. It might just be the week after. I think if I had to judge, we're like probably 80% accurate. It's going to be the 19th or 26th, but now I'm going to regret putting a number on it. But whatever, it's just a guess.
Okay.